Good afternoon and welcome to Icu Tv Lunchtime News. We take a look at the stories making headlines. Zambia exists debt default as Selective and Poor's upgrades credit rating. Minister of Commerce emphasizes more on future economic growth. Katete woman jailed for 1 year after accidentally suffocating baby. In international news, 32-year-old Kenyan man arrested in Bomet County. In sports news, Habeenzu Hercules, Zambia Strongman smashes odds in USA. With the news details, my name is Beauty Nkonde. Zambia has officially moved out of external debt default after Standard & Poor's Global Ratings upgraded the country's long and short-term foreign currency sovereign credit ratings to CCP plus C from Selective Default to Selective Default SD with a stable outlook. The announcement marks a major milestone in the nation's ongoing economic recovery efforts. S&P Global Ratings, one of the world's leading credit assessment agencies, evaluates the ability of governments and companies to meet financial obligations. The upgrade signals renewed international confidence in Zambia's economic reforms under the current administration. According to the Ministry of Finance and National Planning, the new rating reflects steady fiscal discipline, strengthened policy credibility, and decisive measures taken to resolve the country's debt overhang that has slowed economic activity since 2020. The ministry says the improvement also stems from progress in external debt restructuring, resilience in the mining sector, and more stable inflation expectations. S&P noted that Zambia has secured restructuring agreements with official and commercial creditors covering about 94% of eligible debt, with only a small portion mainly held by commercial banks still under negotiation. Finance and National Planning Minister Suffocating welcomed the development, describing it as a strong vote of confidence in Zambia's reform agenda and governance. Dr. Suffocating said the upgrade confirms that Zambia has moved out of default status and is restoring its position as a credible, stable, and investable economy. He added that the rating also recognizes Zambia's pioneering role under the G20 Common Framework, having been one of the first countries to undertake the complex restructuring process. He emphasized that the government's reform strategy focused on debt sustainability, export-led growth, macroeconomic stability, improved governance, and expansion of energy capacity is aimed at delivering more jobs, stable prices, and greater economic opportunities for youth, women, and local businesses. The government has expressed gratitude to official and commercial creditors, cooperating partners, civil society, the private sector, and ordinary citizens for their support throughout the restructuring process, noting that their engagement has helped place Zambia back on a sustainable economic path. Going forward, the government has reaffirmed its commitment to fiscal discipline, completing remaining structuring steps, expanding energy capacity, strengthening social protection programs, and supporting private sector-driven growth. The exit from default also underscores that risk from potential holdout creditors remain limited. Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Chipoka Mlenga, says government is committed to shaping an economy that future generations can inherit with confidence. He says by prioritizing long-term sustainable investment in infrastructure, education, health, and economic diversification, government seeks to secure long-lasting socio-economic benefits. Mr. Mlenga says placing intergenerational equity at the center of development strategies will help build a foundation of opportunity beyond the present era.
So you have to fertilizer. So one of the ministers, dear colleagues, workers' compensation is as invested in capital fertilizer, making capital fertilizer your company, your investment. If they never went in, were we going to make our own fertilizer? Now we are making our own fertilizer and we are exporting. That is how investment should be. Not a single day did anybody think that while you are working, you can access partial withdrawal from NAPSA. Because everything we knew as Zambians is to go to a bank, get a heavy loan, and be burdened by it. But now while you are saving, you can get money from there. Mark the words I'm saying, never did we think such could happen. In the same way, never did we think that Kasempa would have a shopping mall. As from Kasempa, the only time we could see a shopping mall is when we enter Solwezi, when we enter Chingola, when we enter Kitwe, Ndola. What is Kasempa? Should we only treat the people like villagers here when they have got gold, when they're even having a new road, when they're having more civil servants? Kasempa should have a road. And this shopping mall is coming. Investment coming in from workers' compensation, the money that you contribute. Day in, day out, I can assure you, I was never sleeping as minister responsible for commerce. She was not coming to me as minister, but as member of parliament. Every day, you may not have known that, but you, the noise that you are making to me today should stop. Every day, wanting this. And the more now is coming here. And who are the investors in it? Your money, workers' compensation, giving a benefit to the people. I was saying, never did we think it could happen. In the same way, you may not be experiencing this challenge. We are going through what we are calling an energy crisis. Because we never, in the past 50 years, invested in alternative sources of energy. We depended on one source of energy. That was done 51 years ago. One source of energy that was designed for 3.5 million people. And as a country, we never thought of investing in different sources of energy. I want you, the media, to report things as they are. His Excellency the President, I was listening to him.
A 28-year-old woman from Chibovia Township in Katete has been sentenced to 1 year in prison after her 1-month-old baby died when she accidentally slept on the infant while drunk. The court held that the woman, identified as Grace Banda, had gone out drinking with her boyfriend on the day of the incident. She took along her baby and her 3-year-old child. After returning home in the evening, Banda and her partner shared a bed with the 2 children. During the night, Banda fell into a deep sleep and unknowingly rolled over the baby. Her boyfriend noticed something wrong when he tried to wake her to feed the child, who was found unresponsive. Banda, who originally faced a murder charge, later pled guilty to a reduced charge of manslaughter. In passing sentence, High Court Judge Messi Makubalo said the tragedy was a result of serious negligence and should serve as a lesson about the responsibilities of parenthood. The mother expressed remorse and asked for leniency, but the court handed down a 1-year jail term. DNPW officers closed back park gates in Livingstone. Officers from the Department of National Parks and Wildlife in Livingstone have closed park access gates as they protest over what they describe as poor conditions of service. The officers have also displayed notices calling for resignation of Tourism Minister Rodney Sikumba and Permanent Secretary Evans Mohanga, accusing the ministry of failing to address their long-standing concerns. The workers say the protest follows years of unresolved issues, including inadequate support, poor housing, and lack of proper resources to safely manage wildlife operations. We now take a break. Coming up in international and sports news. 32-year-old Kenyan man arrested in Bomet County. Habeenzu accused Zambia's strongman smashes odds in USA.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Staying with us and in international news. A 32-year-old man in Bomet County has been arrested and is being held at the Bomet Central Police Station. According to Bomet County Police Commandant Edward Mbwanga, the suspect, identified as Dennis Koch, was arrested following a report by his wife. Police responded to the scene and took the suspect into custody while the child was taken to Longisa County Referral Hospital for medical assessment. County activist Stella Suri said the suspect's relatives had requested to handle the matter locally, but police ensured the investigation followed the law. The suspect is expected to appear in court today, Monday, 24th November. We take a short break. Stay tuned for sports news.
Welcome to the Zambia Research and Development Center, an institution dedicated to national development through capacity building and community development. Established in 2007 by a group of professionals and lecturers, ZRDC has since become a hub of research and innovation in the country. Registered with the Ministry of Home Affairs under the Registrar of Societies, ZRDC pursues cutting-edge research to address pressing social and economic challenges. Get involved. ZRDC engages in activities that stimulate international collaboration, promote knowledge sharing, and make research expertise available to decision makers. Our mission at ZRDC is to foster innovation and capacity building for national development. We believe in addressing poverty and underdevelopment through institutional and capacity building, human empowerment, and gender participation. In our quest to foster innovation and capacity building for national development, ZRDC launched the ZRDC University Sponsorship for Capacity Building and Development Program to facilitate knowledge advancement among ZRDC researchers and those intending to join the research community. Qualified Zambian citizens can pursue education at credible universities in Zambia with guaranteed prospects of joining the ZRDC research community. ZRDC engages in industrial and technological research, covering research development and innovative investigations to drive dynamic industrial development at national and regional levels. Join us at the Zambia Research and Development Center as we continue to innovate, empower, and shape a brighter future for Zambia. ZRDC, fostering innovation and capacity building for national development.
Welcome back, and now in sports news. Zambia's own Africa's Strongman, Inspector Gift Habeenzu, has made a thunderous debut on the world stage, clinching 13th position at the prestigious World Championship held in Texas, United States of America. The 105 professional category saw fierce competition among 55 athletes, but Inspector Habeenzu proved that Zambia has world-class talent. In an exclusive interview with Police News, Inspector Habeenzu expressed his elation at representing Zambia and Africa on the world's biggest stage for strongmen and strongwomen. Inspector Habeenzu cited that the achievement was not just for him, but for the whole country and the continent. With this experience under his belt, Habeenzu is already gearing up for the 2026 Arnold World Championships in the USA scheduled for March. That sports item brings us to the end of the lunchtime news, but before we go, we take a quick recap at the stories making headlines. Zambia exits debt default as Selective and poors upgrades credit rating. Minister of Commerce emphasizes more on future economic growth. Katete woman jailed for 1 year after accidentally suffocating baby. In international news, 32-year-old Kenyan man arrested in Bomet County. In sports news, Habeenzu accused Zambia's strongman smashes odds in USA. Thank you so much for watching. For more news updates, do watch our main news at 20 hours. Hey,